All right, hey, doing a video this morning, part of a series of ones I'm going to do, great marriage tips, great marriage keys. And then today, the title of it is the 4 S's for resolving conflict in marriage or any relationship, but the marriage is the focus. This is a big passion area for me. I believe families and marriage and healthy ones are a key foundation to communities, cities, countries, the world, and just stability and everyone doing better. So today, part 1 of 4 S's that are key to resolving conflict. So number 1 thing, key, before we dive in, is conflict already happens in your relationship. It happens in mine. Everyone's 100% guaranteed. The key is, how are we going to work through it? And that's really the key. So it's going to happen. It's a guarantee. Number 2, our response. We can either be something as background. One of 3 responses. We can explode when we have conflict, or we can do it healthy way of working through it. Or the other end is to run away, either physically or emotionally, and just kind of give up. So, that's the 3 responses. Obviously, we want to land in the middle. We want to land in number 2 and not be 1 or 3. Those just usually lead to bad results, whatever that may look like. This stuff here, I want to give full credit. I did not know this stuff. This is a gift. I learned these kind of tips along the way. A pre-marital class I took years ago at a church, a part of a class is some of that stuff, and then some of the concepts are things I've kind of gleaned from and piecemealed through books and an organization called the Crucible Project. So just some pieces here and there I've pulled together and use it for my own content. So for me, just in full disclosure, something I've been working on, my wife's been working on. We learned this, we committed to this, and my tendency is to do number 3, which is to probably not say anything until I explode. And that's not a great response. So this tool has been really helpful for me to work on resolving through it well. Last thing is, before we do these 4 S's, like, both have to be committed. I'd say to the marriage and to resolving conflict and facing it. Both parties have got to be on board with it. So that's a key too. So anyhow, that's kind of the background info for this one. So as far as the 4 S's for resolving conflict. Number 1, S is be strong. And what I mean by that is, it's easy to ignore it. Don't. It's just going to lead to resentment. So the key is bring it up. The couples sometimes let things go. That's a little thing. No, they're all little things and they all build up. So be strong, engage it. Just taking that step to initiate it in a kind way is usually step number 1. So there's scripture behind that. So our family verse, Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous, to not be afraid, to not be discouraged, for the Lord is with you. So some tips along with being strong. Use I statements when bringing it up, not the you statements, which tends to blame, shift, and judge and not be productive. So use I feel, I think, I notice. So I statements will help. I desire, I want. A lot of times the conflicts are unexpressed or unmet desires that come up. So just learn to use those I statements and recognize and use a want or desire behind that. So number 1. Number 2 is be sorry. What I mean by that is be humble. So say you're sorry. So be sorry. Second S. Recognize that if you did it and it's true about you, own it. There's a lot of freedom there. And just drop the ego. And if we just pause and take a breath and just say, if they're really right, just own it. And it's a lot better that way. It just works through it. If both parties agree to be humble and just own stuff, it's usually 50-50 a lot of times anyhow. Not always, but anyhow. So the scripture on that one, James 4:6, God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble. Look at it not something personal, to say you're sorry. Just we're learning. We're all learning. And It's not necessarily a character flaw or about us. We're just learning. Okay, yeah, thanks for telling me. We'll figure that out. So, number 2, be sorry. Number 1, be strong. Number 3, be a shrugger. What do I mean by that? Be a shrugger. Okay. Meaning, forgive them. The truth is, whatever someone's done to us, and there's legitimate stuff that's been done, and sometimes it happens with Melanie and I too. The thing that she's done or is or representing in that moment, I've usually been that or done that if I really sit and think about it. And if I realize that, I go, yeah, I've been that before. And when I can get to that point, then I can forgive her. When I can see that's really that part of me that I'm mad at. Now, sometimes she is the very opposite of what that is. So that's the other extreme. Either way, just taking a look at it and asking, once again, I statements. How is that about me? Am I that? Or am I sometimes the opposite of that? Really gives insight to that. There and then at that point, I seem to have this kind of release, and I can go, yeah, I can forgive her because I can see how that's about me, and I can be a shrugger, so to speak. So the scripture on that is Matthew 18:21 and 22. Jesus clearly says that how in times 2 we forgive 70 times 7. So it's not just about doing it. It's doing it just as much as is needed. It's not some magical 490 times. It's just do it as often as is needed. Just forgiveness goes on, and it's a forgiveness usually as much about ourselves as it is about the other person. So anyhow, be a shrugger. Recognize we are that many times, and just take the time to step back and realize that. So be a shrugger. Number 4, be slow. Slowness, when we bring stuff up and we're working through conflict, speed, emotions escalate, and there's nothing productive that happens then. Have to commit to slowness. Slowness slows down the emotions, that part of our midbrain, kind of deep brain that tends to fire up emotionally. Going slow calms that down, uses more planning, the front part of the brain, helps us to reason and think through stuff and really consider and reflect about what's being said. So, and slowing down really to listen at the same time. So anyhow, slowing it down. And even maybe taking a step away or saying, hey, let's take a 5-minute break and let's come back. Just intentionally slowing it down. I'll even slow my words down, or I'll take long pauses when we do that. So yeah, the scripture on that one is James 1:19-20. James says, be slow to anger and slow to speak. So really just pausing and taking our time out with this. So anyhow, one piece I'll add in on the first one. So we get be strong, be sorry, be a shrugger, be slow. With number 1, too, just part of the strength is listening. I'll say, too, is listening strong. Just not just be able to speak strongly, but listen and hang in there when something tough is being said, and go and just listen and hang in there with that and consider it. So anyway, these are 4 tips that Melanie and I have been using since we've been married 19, 20 years here. Still working on it. I know my tendencies. She knows hers. We're still working through it. We use it all the time. It was a great gift to us. So passing it on, it helps in so many situations. We've used it, hundreds of times. I can't even tell you. So anyhow, I hope this is a blessing to you today. It was a blessing, and it's helped us to resolve stuff that comes up. Like I said, stuff's going to come up in marriage, 100% guaranteed, or any relationship. The key is how do we work through it? Are we going to hit the extremes, or are we going to find that healthy endpoint with it? So anyhow, hope this is a blessing to you and helpful. If you liked it, give me a subscribe or a thumbs up, and appreciate you watching. Thanks.